Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
In this bulletin, school curriculum to be reviewed. FRA focusing on prioritized area. And Fiji Port's revenue dropped by 20%.
From the studios of FBC Suva.
The couple who worked for the late Sesha Reddy and his wife Mirdu Chandra will never forget what greeted them on Tuesday morning. The two were the first at the scene at the gruesome alleged murder at a settlement next to Lawai village in Singatoka. Jose Nanunga reports.
What used to be a normal route to the plantation for nearby residents is now cordoned as a crime scene. Amongst them, Andy Meretaliwa, who spoke to the deceased last Thursday, was told to remain at home due to the approaching cyclone. Andy Mere says she was told to report to work yesterday, but she never had imagined what was about to greet her.
We were calling out at the gate, but there was no response. We knew something was wrong. We called an aunt in Nanduri village to report this unusual scene to the police while we remained at the gate. The police came and we entered the house when the dead bodies were discovered.
Caretaker Serusi Ngorwarua, the husband of Andy Mere, upon arrival became suspicious after seeing damage and flies coming out at the back window of this 3-bedroom house.
We waited for 2 hours at the gate. I then went around the gate where I saw a gas cylinder being placed parallel to the back window with visible cracks. I went back to my wife and told her to remain calm and notify relevant people and authorities. I couldn't sleep last night because of what I saw.
Naikorokoro resident Abhinesh Singh says the couple were a real estate developer and owned an estimated 110 acres of this freehold land in the area.
Is it over the weekend? Because Sunday the power was off. Can't say much. Yeah, Sunday. Because Saturday I never saw him. Sunday I tried to call him, no answer. And Monday I tried to see him.
A police investigation into the incident in this residence has begun. Jose Nanunga, FBC News.
The 2021 school curriculum is set to be realigned considering the recent natural disasters which have affected the academic calendar. Minister for Education Rosie Akbar confirms her ministry is working with officials in various divisions to come up with a new plan for the year. The minister says the school terms and assessment dates will be aligned after discussions are complete. It will be similar to what they did after COVID-19 last year.
Allow the public and the parents to assess and see their own areas, and if roads are inaccessible, then obviously the safety of the children would be paramount. We are not making it compulsory for everybody to turn up to school on Monday.
One of the largest food distributors to the Northern Division says their warehouse in Lambasa may run out of stock sooner than expected. FMF Foods Limited says post-DC Ana they have not been able to send supplies to the north, a problem made worse by the landslip in Korosomo, which has halted the movement of goods into Lambasa. FMF says it is ready to supply the town, but the green light to transport the cargoes is a cause for concern. FMF Group Operations Manager Jim Daniela says the stock in the Lambasa warehouse can last them 5 days. However, people have started buying directly from the warehouse, which means more stocks needs to be taken across.
Our warehouse right now is quite populated with customers coming in, and we've got, as of yesterday, we've got goods which can last us for 5 days. But the way things are going right now, that good might be reaching only tomorrow.
The Fiji Roads Authority has confirmed that some of its major projects will be moved to the next financial year. FRA Acting Chief Executive Kamal Prasad says they are prioritizing the bridge projects and major road rehabilitation in the current financial year. Prasad says the continuous rain over the last few weeks has affected their projects and schedule. However, the authority believes it will not have to reprioritize post-TC ANA as they have funds available which were set aside for rehabilitation post-TC ASA.
Because we were halfway through the reconstruction works, and this is it. So I think we haven't spent so much money on the TC ASA restoration, so there's not much for reprioritization on this one.
Fiji Ports took a 20% hit in revenue last year due to COVID-19. Board Chair Hasmukh Patel says the international shipping was reduced significantly in 2020, affecting their bottom line. Shipping did pick up again the later part of 2020, but not enough to match up to 2019 levels when the company reported a profit after tax of $28 million.
The cargo that was being imported, the volumes came down. So basically once the volume comes down, then obviously the amount of money that we make goes down. So we lost about 20% of the business.
The Fiji Red Cross Society has deployed around 160 volunteers to assist those affected by Tropical Cyclone Ana. Red Cross Disaster Coordinator Mathieu Nokelevu says they are focusing on water and sanitation hygiene at the moment, as most Fijians were affected by flooding. The society is also waiting on roads to be fixed in the north so they can continue with their relief efforts.
As of our volunteers, you understand that most of our work is being done by volunteers, so we have around 160 around the affected areas who will be able to support us and to support the communities to do the work of Fiji Red Cross, being auxiliary to government.
The Fiji Disabled People's Federation's post-TC ANA assessment will be done in the next 2 weeks. Federation Manager Lanieta Tuimambu says this will be done simultaneously with the mobility kits distribution following the assessments made last month after TC ASA. Tuimambu says assessments will also be done in the West and in the Central Division, as hundreds of people with disabilities in these areas were severely affected by floodwaters.
Analyzing the data to see how many persons with disability have been affected, and we are thankful to also Pacific Disability Forum for their technical support in making this needs assessment happen. And also for the MFAC, the New Zealand government, for their financial support. So whilst we are analysing this data, TC ANA strikes. The situation will also change because those who we had already conducted needs assessment, they have also been affected by the floodings.
Up ahead, Tabandamu makes final preparations for Uprising Sevens, and former football rep turns to Sevens rugby. Stay with us.
Oira na ngwane no de nunu enda be singe ni mataka.
Mersu sunge da kena loma dina kena be karon.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina no na baksa ngai ka wala loma taki na ngwane. Dalabina oya wo meliki.
Bulre oya wo Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikira enda be mataka.
Boniti kina bakarombuka.
Ni waitini kalima na miniti me ona kina tini na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Kinda kinda na mataka. Dandra mana singabo.
The Uprising Sevens Tournament Organizing Committee are in constant contact with Fiji Meteorological Services in regard to the tournament this weekend. This after the event was called off last week due to Tropical Cyclone Ana. Organizer Ropatiko Vesi says the confirmation from the Weather Office has given them the confidence to go ahead with the tournament.
All teams are confirmed to participate. So the 15 local clubs, none has confirmed their non-participation. All have confirmed participating this weekend.
16 men's team and 6 women teams will participate on Friday and Saturday at the Uprising Sports Complex in Pacific Harbour. The postponement of the Mobile Surprising Sevens tournament has been a blessing for Tabandamu Rugby. After a strong finish from last month's Super 7 series, some of its players sustained injuries that needed immediate treatment. The side is a force to be reckoned with this weekend, boosting the services of former Sevens reps Benjamin Vota, Chone Vota, and Taniele Tambakuru. Coach Williame Turangavo says the team has their main focus on improving their standing at the Sevens this weekend.
At the moment, we would like to be in the finals, but looking at the team that we've got, it's a mix of experience and also the young players are coming in. So yes, our aim is to be in the finals.
It will be a proud moment when Vitalina Naikore dons the white Fijiana jumper at the weekend's Mobile Uprising Sevens. As the latest inclusion in the team, Vitalina didn't imagine getting selected for the national squad even after she featured in the Maduata Sevens team last year. Now the native of Nandivakuru Kumbulau in Bua will be out to make the final cut for Fijiana. For someone who had a rough upbringing, Vitalina believes rugby is a way to build a better life for herself.
We live in the village, so my parents had to send me to Lambasa to live with my auntie so I can pursue both my education and rugby career. It was hard staying away from my family, but being the eldest, it is my responsibility to build a better life for me and my family.
Fine weather can be expected in all major centers today, with chances of some showers later in the afternoon. That's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for a major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good morning.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही है।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।